Okay, we're back. Number 6, I got the Irish covering 16 against Boston College. That was an incredible afternoon in South Bend last week. It was fantastic weather. The game was great until Dave Clawson started acting like, PJ's role model and hopping around like a nut job, about penalties that were. It was a strange thing. I'm going to have to send you some video on it, but the one thing that Wake Forest did a good job of is, controlling the clock. They had the ball for 30-something minutes last week. But the one thing Boston College can't do is play offense. And I don't think they're going to be able to score. If they get 10 points in the game, it's going to be because of a turnover or because of, a block kick or, a horrible, missed blown assignment. Because I think they're on their 6th-string quarterback. So Notre Dame's averaging about 37 a game, and I know BC plays good defense. This just doesn't seem like they're going to be able to stay within 16. Do you think Boston College and their 73 points in their last 8 games can stand within 16?
No, the dudes play hard and play defense, but not enough explosion on offense. I say that one probably ends up Irish, low to mid-30s. BC probably anywhere from 8 to 12 points.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Number 5, Navy, the midshipmen who are rolling. I got them covering 11.5 at the Golden Hurricane Showers of Tulsa. Now, Navy, some fun facts on Navy. The last 16 games they've played, the only team they've lost to is Notre Dame, and that was twice. Every single team they've played this year besides Notre Dame, they've beaten by double digits. Do you think that stops here, or do you think they win this one by double digits on the road?
Normally, I'd be a little nervous about it because Tulsa runs a pretty good spread.
True.
But then so did Memphis, and they completely shut them down and only let them score 22, I believe. So,
yeah.
No, I think the midshipmen roll.
That is one of the surprising results of how well Navy's defense has played against some of these, offenses at least. I know they're in the AAC, but Memphis put up 30-something points on Ole Miss. It's Navy's moving up the polls like they probably should have, and that Notre Dame win over them is going to be probably pretty crucial here as we come down the stretch. Number 4, the place that used to have the man with the mustache, Pat Hill, who used to say anywhere, anytime, anyone. They've fallen on hard times recently. I believe, is DeRuyter still there, or they got a new guy?
He's still there, but
Yeah.
He went pretty stale.
Yeah, that's how much they've fallen off the national radar that I'm not even 100% sure on who their coach was. But they're getting 26 at BYU, and this is more about BYU's 7-3. I don't understand how they didn't beat that terrible Missouri team last week, and they haven't beaten anybody that's a Division I team by more than 17 points, and they haven't exactly played, all tough games. They had to go to the wire with a couple of bad teams like San Jose State. I just think it's too many points.
By 1 point.
Yeah, by 1 point. I just think giving Fresno 26 is a pretty absurd. I thought it would be like a 14-point line. So you think the Bulldogs?
I thought so too when I looked at it.
Yeah.
BYU plays tough defense and Fresno so, but that's a lot of points to give a team that isn't an offensive juggernaut.
Exactly.
So I think a couple of those guys will still be out on their bikes with their white shirts and the clip on their T-shirt, and they may be late to the game, thus disrupting their focus. So I'd take Fresno points on that one.
Yeah. Number 3 is probably my most disrespected pick of the week. New Mexico's getting 2.5 points at home versus Colorado State. And it's not. We're on a Mountain West run here, but New Mexico back-to-back weeks they beat Utah State, which is pretty surprising to begin with. Then they went to Boise and gave Boise its 3rd home loss in 14 years as 30-point underdogs. What in the world are they underdogs at home for Colorado State? What am I missing?
Well, Coach Mack went to Florida, so I don't know
if
the handicappers don't know that or what.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. I mean, Colorado State's 5-5. They haven't done anything the entire season that makes you think that they're better than a team that just had back-to-back wins over Utah State and Boise State. I know Bob Davie is not doesn't have many fans out there, but he's doing a pretty damn good job in New Mexico this year. And the scariest thing is New Mexico, if they win this one and they beat Air Force, they win the Mountain West Mountain, New Mexico.
It's a bad year in the Mountain West.
Now, how many people are going to tune in for a New Mexico San Diego State outside of the Blaisdell and your household?
Not many, not even many people that live here because they don't care either.
Yeah, I know. I hope San Diego State gets an on-campus facility one day, but I like New Mexico to win this game. I was very surprised. I tried to look up. Whenever I see a line like that, I just start fishing around looking for somebody's got to be hurt or something, and I got nothing. So I'll go ahead and take the 2.5 they want to give me. Number 2, one of our most hated, despised, probably soon to be fired coaches, Paul Petrino of the Petrino douchebags, getting 33.5 at Auburn. If this was in week 1, there's no way in hell I would have taken Idaho. The one thing Idaho's done a good job of this year, if you call it good, is they can score. They can't stop anybody. But Auburn hasn't beaten anybody. Auburn hasn't beaten anybody by more than I believe 16 the entire year. So I know Auburn should win this game, and this is almost like a late season bye week to get them their 6th win, so they don't have to beat Alabama to go bowling. But are they going to beat Idaho by 5? Can Auburn beat anybody by 5 touchdowns this year? I don't really know that.
It just depends if those guys have nailed it in already, or if they come out excited to play. Because just athlete to athlete, they're so superior to Idaho.
Yeah.
But like you said, if they come out kind of lazy, Idaho could score enough to maybe lose by 20, 25.
Yeah, and they got Bama following this, so I can't imagine they're going to be sitting there trying to run up the score and get people hurt. So I'm relying on the Petrino does everything he can to score late points to make sure that game doesn't look like it's as big of a blowout. I thought it should be like a 3-touchdown line. I thought that one's just way out of whack. And the number 1 pick is completely out of whack. And it killed me to put this game on here because I do not like Northwestern. They are not Chicago's Big Ten team. They are Evanston, Illinois' Big Ten team. But what in the hell are they 11-point underdogs at Wisconsin for? Wisconsin hasn't beaten a winning team the entire year. I know Northwestern's lost to Iowa and Michigan big, but both of those teams at least have very good records. And Northwestern's, beat Penn State, they beat Stanford, they beat at least teams with a pulse. Wisconsin hasn't beaten a single winning team. What in the hell is Wisconsin giving 11 points at home for to Northwestern?
I don't know, maybe school name.
Right? It's just very surprising to me. I mean, and it kills me to respect Northwestern at all. So, I'm very indifferent. I don't like to be biased in the picks like people claim I am. And this is another example where this is pretty out of whack. So, how do you feel about your squad going to the farm now that Stanford's lost, which actually has put more pressure on them, I would think, to make sure that they win, that they don't blow the Pac-12 North? You feel like you guys can hang in there with them, or do you think Christian McCaffrey, are they going to run over you?
No, he's going to run right over us because where Stanford's strong at is in the trenches, and that's where Cal's weak at.
Yeah.
Plus, they're going to be really ornery after losing that game to Oregon. So Cal's happy that they got their 6th win, but
Yep.
I think Stanford's going to come out and hit him in the mouth early, and it's going to get ugly from there. Hate to say it, but it's just what I see.
Yeah, and I think your only hope is that rivalry game and a couple breaks or screwery plays early to kind of keep you in it and get them worried. But it was if you're an Oregon fan, and I know Brant and a couple of other guys we know that follow this that had to feel pretty good last week to do that to Stanford, like Stanford's done that to Oregon at least 2 times that I remember. It might have been 3, but
they played some good games these last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing. That's why I took Oregon last week to cover. I think it was 9.5 because if nothing else, that game's going to be close. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know Oregon beat them a couple times when they had luck, and then the last couple years with or 2 of the years with Mariota, Stanford got them. But that's always a really good game. And now Oregon's got to turn around and play SC, and as much as I hate SC, I think that's a big trap for Oregon. Thinking that they're now got an inside track if they can get some help to win the North, and I got a weird feeling USC is going to win that game. And maybe if they win that game, they could take the interim tag off of Clay Helton, which would be the biggest kick in the nuts to Coach O that they ever could do if they did something like that. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, they do just well enough that they hire a guy that's not worth having
Right.
that job. So,
When
yeah,
they
I'm
let
all
Coach
for
O go for Tequila Sark, that would be just poetic for all SC fans. I did hear a rumor about James Franklin being a hot name for the USC job, and I would absolutely love that.
In that article you sent me, I saw that. I used to like him, but I don't now, so he would make it easier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He's so obnoxious.
The last thing in the world I want is them to have a redeeming coach out there. I mean, we've been spoiled with, Carroll was annoying, but he was good. But with Kiffin and Sarkisian, I don't know if we're ever going to get a better 5-6 year run of coaches that we despise at USC that are also going to drive the bus into the ground as well. I mean, it was just the perfect storm. And the Who's got Duke here on Saturday it's not going to be a good crowd. We're going to be on empty seats galore, I'm sure, on Saturday, the Twitter feed. Duke coming off 3 straight losses and just a complete lost season after that horrendous loss to Miami. They just kicked 3 guys off the team today. Virginia, not really much motivation here besides getting ready for next week. Obviously, that's the game they want to make sure they win. Obviously, there's a small, weird outside shot that if we won the last 2, that there's going to be some 5 and 7 teams make bowl games, which is a joke. I would probably barf if we made a bowl game at 5 and 7. But obviously, I would be happy for Mr. John Pond, of course. But I think I think we got a good shot of winning this one because it doesn't seem like Duke's going to come out and be very motivated. And what we do is we play almost every team down to the wire, and at home we win some of those games. On the road we never win one of those games. So hopefully we have a final 2 games here, and next week we can, escort Frank Beamer out of the building with a loss to end his career.
And have London ended on a high note. That would definitely be a good thing.
Well, and I
got to run back into work, but I got to leave the MEP'S with this.
Yeah, you did.
One, if they said what this morning is true, that Les Miles is coaching for his job, that's asinine at LSU.
That is bullshit. Bullshit.
And 2, I am betting the under that Matei makes it through the game without getting kicked out tonight. I want him there all the way till the end, getting on the referees, cheering the Huskies to victory.
All right, I love it, buddy. Thanks for coming on. I'll be texting you later. Sink the boat. Later, buddy. And that's the quick 2015 MEP's Week 12 Top 7 Talk with my boy Chris. Very fired up for tonight's game. Hopefully get this out in advance. Screw you, PJ Fleck. The Huskies are coming. Looking to get one step closer to a 6th straight MAC West title. Go Irish. Go Huskies. Go Wahoos. Go Gators. Eat shit, PJ. Rod Carey loves his wife. PJ Fleck, we're sinking the boat.